They're gonna let him go. Your folk got in there and asked him to resign. K. Bailey.
Hey, folks, welcome to the
You
Trailer
think
Park
my
Show. We
folks.
are back
Senator.
again for
Oh.
another program in another week. Oh, yeah, thanks a lot, Camino.
My folks in there. I like that.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, we've got, as usual, we've got
No
James
guests
Slowpoke
tonight.
Ritter. We also have Gavino Fernandez, Michael Cargill from Central Texas Gunworks, and me. Hi. Yes, we had some plans already set up to have some people from District 4,
District 3.
District 3
I
come in.
contacted 7 of them. 5 of them responded. 2 of them said they'd be here, but stuff comes up, and
One didn't want to show up because
I think there was is there an
he
event?
didn't want your questions.
he didn't want my questions.
Is there,
Right.
is there an event down the road here at the library, the Carver Library?
I think so.
I think that's where they are.
I do too. I think one of them is out because his signs got tore up, and he's trying to help solve that. I don't know if that's a big problem somewhere, or just 1 or 2, or what.
Welcome to campaign season.
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
This might be.
What's
It's tough out there on the street.
official kickoff of the campaign. Well, we almost have 10 running in District 3, so that's going to be an exciting race, and definitely going to be a runoff in that one.
Unless I run. Oh, no, I can't run anymore. It's too late. I was going to
I
say,
think
unless
it's
I
gonna
run
take
it,
a few
they're
years
gone.
For this to all get squared away.
Well, there seems to be a lot of excitement and a lot of activity based on the candidates that have thrown their hat in. There've been some of them been moving and shaking, and others been kind of waiting a while. None of the endorsements have come out because it's too early. July the 21st is the first fighting date for candidates to be on the ballot in November.
July 21st.
July 21st is the
Oh,
first.
so I have until
official
July 21st to decide if I'm going to run or not, huh?
date. Well, you have up until August 18th because that's the deadline.
See you after August 18th.
On August the 18th, 5 o'clock p.m.
What happened there, Mo? There you go.
We had a
So, oh wait, I'm
teleportation.
confused. So what happens on July 21st?
It's the
That's
first
the beginning.
day you can be
Officially.
file.
You can
officially
file
do it.
July
File
21st.
in
Be on
And
the
then you have
ballot.
until August
18th.
18th.
For deadline.
Okay, so I have until
So
August 18th to
everything
decide.
since May, when they were allowed to raise funds, have been nothing but scrimmages up until July 21st. And by August the 18th, we'll know officially who finally made that
Who finally-
effort to run for district because
This is getting to be, I'm beginning to wonder what, after we've been running this way for so long at this city, now what's it gonna look like?
well, it's definitely going to change city government. and
Yeah.
how it operates and
I'm hoping
how
it's
it
okay.
functions.
Should be.
I think that they have so many city managers nowadays, assistant city managers, that it kind of pretty much functions that way in a way.
I was kinda hoping they'd run some of them off,
Well,
below the
Again.
bureaucracy.
again, what you are going to have is 10 different elected officials because 90% of them will be neighborhood bred, as opposed to a chamber of commerce or a select few that invest monies in these folks. But I did make a notation on my Facebook. I don't know if anyone saw it, that on Steve Adler has posted a lot of pictures along his campaign. But I did notice something, and I said, wait a minute. Other than the Juneteenth picture, that most of the poses that he has very few people of color around him.
Steve Antler, ain't that the one that came to,
And
No.
that's
Oh,
not
no,
him?
no.
and I posted that, and someone responded saying, well, all I see is people around him.
All
I said,
right,
"Oh,
then.
okay.
Yeah,
And
you
what
are.
color they were? White people?
Yes. But
Viewers are going to thank me for this.
I need a pen, Mommy.
You need to quit clicking it.
That's not a clicker pen.
I don't. You're snapping or doing something to this pen.
All right, I'll quit. Hey, you feet up yet? We need to talk about the Gandys. And I guess we're not
Great.
going to play the Trailer Park theme song.
Well, one of the things that we got to point out while Pokey's trying to get his pen, when it comes to city council, a lot of things that one of the important things that has to happen is that the people that are going to be voting have to study the officials, because one of the curious items is that you've had some people that have recently moved into the districts within a year's time, So they want to try to say that they've been there forever, even though they
Right,
haven't. And they might be plants for an ulterior motive. And
Carpetbaggers.
Yes. Yes, we got carpetbaggers
Got some
in each district.
carpetbaggers.
Exactly.
Wow. So where they? Wow.
Well, that's one of the things about, I think, unique about the district, that if there is someone that, and there are quite a few, especially in District 4, that have moved in, those that have been there for many, many years, they know the difference of who's been there and who hasn't.
Right.
And hopefully they'll come out to either support their local person or go
Well,
for someone new. you
Right.
know?
And that's going to be the scary part.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they go with somebody new who has ulterior motives. Plus, you have some individuals in some very nearby districts, like 3, that have some. Oh my goodness. They have. They have.
He had something coming out for,
based on the work that they do.
He's tough with new stuff.
When it comes to
guy.
like consultants work that they do, they might be tied in to the people that are dealing with the construction and the growth of downtown Austin, and with this whole urban growth that people want to do. So there's some people that have some close ties. So it's really important that the people that are
yeah,
voting
and,
have
and
to
that's the
have to
name
look.
of the game in capitalism. You know, you have a lot of developers, contractors are contributing to elected officials, like they contribute to judges. You know,
Well-
that's why we in Texas have kind of looked at whether we want to appoint judges versus electing judges because of the money influence. But yeah, that's going to happen. I know when we were at the Commissioner's Court, all your social agencies and all that, not the agency per se, but employees of the agency acting as private individuals. But you knew that that private individual wore a certain hat.
So how does one file to run for one of these city
Well,
seats,
what?
since
You
it's
go to
different
s-
from the county?
You go to the city clerk's office, they have a package, what they call a candidate's package. You sign your name and they give you candidate's package, and it's from A to Z, the whole
Is there,
package.
and is there a filing fee?
There's a filing fee of $500, or
So
you
many
can
signatures.
garner 25 signatures and you're on the-
25?
That's it.
Is that all?
That's
That's
it.
it?
That's it. When
We get you 25 signatures easy.
Good Lord! I
We got all that last Saturday.
Yeah, that walk down the street.
Last Friday there. at your
Seriously,
store.
25
citywide, when it was citywide, it would take you around, 1,000 signatures. But now that they're all districts, well, they all
25 signatures.
25
Oh, but
signatures.
so they have to be in
Wow.
that district, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they have to live in that district. I think they just need to be a registered voter in the city. I'm not too
Shouldn't
sure
be too
about
hard
that.
to do.
Yeah,
But that's 25. So
You should be able
that's
to do that
why
on your street.
That's why you have a lot of candidates out there wanting to be our voice at the county government seat.
Wow.
So,
That's tempting there.
oh yeah, I've gotten calls from friends that what do you think? You think I should run? And I said, well, go for it. I mean,
You should throw your hat in the ring.
the last time I was asked that question, and I said, no, I don't think you should run, because we were trying to garner support for one candidate. Well, that guy or that person never let me forget that. But I had told him not to run because I wanted to select someone myself. Or we were favoring someone. So every time someone asked me, I want to run, I said, go for it.
So the mayor's
Wow.
race, since that's citywide, was it $1,000?
The mayor's race would be something about 1,000 or maybe even more signatures if you don't want to pay the $500. But the mayor's race is big bucks, so $500.
So
is nothing.
$500 is nothing,
It's nothing.
rather than get 1,000 signatures.
Yeah, rather than get
Just
out
go
there.
for it and throw your name out there.
Mayor,
Name recognition might do it.
there you go, Mayor
Now,
Cargill. Just
I
think about that one.
I
know
like that already.
District
Alcalde.
2 only has 2 candidates, I think 3.
What about
In your area.
District 1?
Yeah, 'cause I know they're starting to fight over there between my buddy and,
De la Garza,
yeah, that's her.
yeah.
I don't know who she is.
Well, according to her information that I read, she's a former firefighter, an
Yeah,
attorney. If I'm not mistaken,
that's
she,
right there, puts her out of Dust Breeze. I mean,
Is there a list somewhere we can?
There
Do they
is
have-
one.
do
I
they have
saw
that?
one on Facebook that Gloria La Tejana put up. I'll give her the credit for it.
exactly.
Of candidates that she put together, but I don't know if it's a line.
I know my race is starting to heat up over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're gonna get really like get down Dubstring style.
She was upset.
It
She
might
was,
be
she, was, she was upset at the Juneteenth parade. Gloria. She was upset at Ballesteros' crew.
Gloria.
Yeah, she was really upset with them about some stuff.
Gloria who?
Tiana, the same
Tiana.
girl you.
Oh,
Yeah.
my friend Greta.
Yeah, we interviewed her there for a little
Oh,
while.
She was
Uh,
really upset.
You made some
Gabriel
comments on
did.
Facebook that fired up a lot of folk, didn't you? Something
Um,
about.
Oh, about the gun show shooting?
Yeah, the gun show.
The parking
shooting.
lot gun show shooting?
It
Yeah.
got folk fired up and.
Yeah. Some people were upset around the country
I know, that's what I'm
because I
saying.
compared the shooting to
Hey, come on in here. We were just about to talk about, let him finish talking. Can we get her a chair real quick?
I'll get one.
All right, go get you one.
yeah, they were upset because I compared the shooting to a car accident where two little kids were ejected from the vehicle because they weren't wearing a seatbelt, and that's negligence. And the shooting was also negligence.
Come
So
on
that
over,
really
buddy.
there's no difference,
Scoot over a little.
in the eyes of the law or eyes of anything else
I'll share my.
of how those happen. They were both negligence.
Oh, okay. That was pretty good. Yeah, I
It was fun,
understand
but
what
it was a nice reference. You got to admit, it was a nice reference just to go ahead and do that comparison. And they carried a national tone. It was nice.
While we're,
Just to see Cargill's face on national news right there.
yeah, I like you always. Do y'all know each other?
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
right
We
here.
saw at the Juneteenth.
You know, Craig Gandy has been in the hospital, citric fibrosis, and
Idio something means they don't know what caused it. But,
citric fibrosis, I don't know what causes that either.
no, they don't know either. That's why it's called idiopathic or something. But remember what you said when you came up?
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere, so we didn't have to hurry.
We had to wait for you.
Uh-huh. After I left, what happened?
Well, he's being healed. The doctors are amazed. They came in today, he's up, he's doing signs, he's
With his
breathing.
hands, fingers?
Yes. They took him off the breathing tube yesterday for 10 hours. They were expecting to do
Eyes
it for
open?
an hour. He's breathing on his own 10 hours. He's been breathing on his own since 5:30 this morning, and they're taking him off the tubes tomorrow.
Well, let's start over. So what exactly happened?
What exactly happened?
Well, I think I can summarize it real quick. Juneteenth, you and Craig were at the event,
Right.
and
The,
at
That was
the
2
celebration,
weeks ago last Saturday.
and during that time, he ended up not feeling well,
right.
and I guess this had been happening for a while.
Well, he had a breathing treatment Friday at VA.
Correct.
And because of that breathing treatment, so it kind of loosened up things. So when we went to the parade to film the Juneteenth parade,
Right.
Craig was covering my back as I was down at the turning point, and he got a lot of fumes from that parade.
All those cars were idling, and they're all old cars and, antique cars and stuff.
So
So-
that really
Affected
caused a
him on
lot
that
of
point.
phlegm in there. That's what I think happens,
Yeah,
because you
that
told
triggered
me
it.
immediately that he went up there and told you that he was really getting bad. And that night, he just started coughing up all this mucus and stuff. Tuesday,
So,
we took him to the
Tuesday-
hospital.
You took him to the hospital.
Wednesday night, he was in the feeding tubes. He went down so rapidly. They didn't know what was going on. 3 times, not once, twice, 3 times, I had a team of doctors come into me and tell me he was dying. All 3 times, I said, okay, you've told me this, but let me tell you, my family is a family of faith, and he is going to live. God's mission, his assignment for my husband is not over. One of the last times he was on here on June 19th, for 3.5 minutes, he said that first he never feared death, that he always believed he was going to be alive in the end times, and that God had downloaded it, and many people who've watched our programs, he's told us over and over, God's downloaded a plan back 26 years ago that he's written. Oh, it took 20-something years to write it all down. But it was to take the resources of this earth for the kingdom of God and to lay it at God's feet. And he said all this in like 3.5 minutes on June 19th on our program, which really gave me strength to
This
stand
is the
to
Thursday
encourage.
before the Juneteenth
Yeah,
event. to try to make it short for us here,
It
and
was
so
snorting at him. He was just snorting at me the other day. It did it.
we went down
So-
there
So
on
let us
Friday,
say,
July
let us
4th.
say this. Praise the Lord, he passed Pickles. He's doing better. Better. Yeah.
Better.
He's doing better. I'm saying it in a foreign language. But it was great news because I was worried this morning when I didn't see anything on Facebook.
Yeah, because we were up there just
We were kind of
watching
worried
him
then.
breathe.
Well, we were worried about you, and then I sit down here and I tell Pokey about it, and I said, I'm worried about it, and then I get in here 6 minutes ago, you posted everything. So, it's great news to
I know,
hear.
I just-
It's great news to hear. He might have a long haul coming back
he
with all
might.
the rehab and everything that he's
that's
gonna
what
have to do. But, you know,
This-
it's good
This
news
could
that
be
he's,
useful for making people aware of cystic fibrosis.
and there's no telling what he was told when he was out of it. He probably has a whole nother book to write.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right, we were just talking about that. But the, Melvin and Michelle Smith came in today, and he was responding with them. One of the things we noticed is that Craig didn't like any reports of doctors that came in. He would close his eyes when the doctors came in, especially this one
Well,
doctor.
hold on,
that
his
told-
eyes were already closed.
Well, he was starting to open
He was,
it.
yeah, he was starting to become a little bit more coherent based on the conversations that, or based on what you were posting.
So, yeah, so he would wink at us, especially Jamie, his daughter, who he loves so much. But as soon as the doctors came in, he'd close his eyes and he wouldn't respond to him. But there was this one doctor that was speaking death over him, so he was blocking him out. So when Pastor Melvin and Michelle Smith came in today, just a few hours ago, we were talking about that, and he just started nodding his head. Nope, he didn't want no negative talk over him. So we were just laughing. And then one of the nurses yesterday told another nurse, yeah, this room is the rockin' room in ICU, because we had praise music and tambourine. He said, they got a tambourine in here. So, yeah, it's been.
All in ICU, they let y'all do this?
Yeah, they did.
Try to stop you, huh?
Well, no, they do that because it's a church-based hospital.
Yeah.
Faith-based stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
So I mean, they're not gonna say no for any opportunity
Start having
to
a little
try
prayer
the power of
revival
prayer.
there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and we've had lots of people come by and pray. I think we've had 42 people come by this week and pray. Oh, yeah, there's a 25th anniversary.
Well, that,
Yeah, anyway, we were driving
Yeah,
home
go
and
ahead
I
and
said,
finish
we're
the
gonna go
story up
by
there.
and we're gonna give the good news. And Jamie goes, you're gonna let Pokey report it first? I said, you bet, I'm gonna shout it. Love you guys.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming by.
it's almost, y'all have helped so many people down here. I don't know how many times you've come and helped on this show and all I gave you was pizza.
Well, hey, we like
And then I
pizza.
ate most of that myself, so.
Hey, there's chicken in there sometimes.
Yeah, but the point is, y'all have always done the good Christian thing and help people, especially those that are downtrodden. And I know it hasn't always been easy for y'all either.
We've been homeless a good point of the 5 years, but God is good, and you know,
But you're always there to help somebody.
thank you.
And I found out we actually are neighbors.
Are you? Yeah, you're in Manor, but we're moving back to Austin.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think, yeah, we're moving back. We've been wanting
Yeah,
to.
y'all are,
And that's not really our house, we're just staying at my son's, so.
Right.
because if I'm understanding this correctly, with cystic fibrosis, they'll move him out of ICU. But after he comes out of the hospital, he's gonna have to have some long-term care.
Yeah, yeah, unless, you know, we're making a song that Jonathan, Jamie, and I are writing a song right now called Just One Touch from Jesus, because we know that if Jesus just comes down and touches one touch,
Can he walk away?
he's gonna jump out of that bed. But we're taking every single miracle, every, whatever it is, we're just
Yes,
claiming
ma'am.
victory.
Well, it's certainly good news to hear.
Yeah, it is.
And
We're
really-
jumping up and down. We have him back. I mean, he can talk to, no, he can't talk yet because the tube, but he can close his eyes.
Still got the tube down there?
Yeah,
sucking
till
all the
tomorrow.
fluid out?
They're taking that out tomorrow. It's kind of like a backup just to make sure in case he needs it. So, thank you. Just wanted to come.
I'm
barge in
glad
on
you
your
stopped
show.
by and talked, because we planned to say something about it. Because we've been trying to, you know, I can't get around much, none of us can really get, and we look forward to your Facebook post to know what's going on.
Well, we all know that you said, because you were taking your time getting up there.
Well, you know, it's been like 2 weeks, and then I don't show up till Friday, and I do City Hall Friends, and I'm telling Mom, we need to go on down there. And they got a real nice thing on the Metro website, and they got a bus stop right in front of the hospital, and you told me it was right by the front door. I said, I just get a bus to that particular bus stop. No, they have me walking a quarter mile everywhere to get to that bus stop. You put a difference, anyway, it's a long story.
And you want the city, and keep in mind, you're saying this, and the city wants to manage the urban rail. Yeah. Think about that.
Well, you can put in different programs on this thing, like, Furthest Walk, a Leave By, Arrive By, and they usually give you like 3 different options to get there, and none of them let me get off the bus at that particular bus stop.
Right. And you want the city to manage the urban rail.
Well, I've always liked that, anyway.
All right, well, I'm gonna give your mic back.
Yes, ma'am, I appreciate you coming in here and telling us
Thank you,
about
thank
that.
you, sure.
All right.
All right, see you later.
Are you taking? Oh,
No, that's okay. That's okay.
That was real good.
Get back over here.
Let me back down there again. Maybe not. I don't know. Depends on how long you stay down there.
Yeah, we might
Well,
be
he'll-
out soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, all right. Where were we?
we're talking about city council,
City council.
and we were looking to see
And
about
we're trying to get
the.
Gavino to throw his hat in the ring for city council.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's we got the rundown on the.
Well, I just want to say before that I had also been keeping
Tabs.
on the Facebook postings that she was putting on.
Yeah.
on Craig.
They've been posting up
And,
once or twice a day anyway.
yeah. So that's good. That is good news.
Yeah, I figured you would down at the Catholic Church and all that, man.
But if you go, if everybody goes to the burnt orange report, you'll be able to see the list.
How far
No,
to the
we
list?
don't-
I
Yeah,
know,
we
but
know,
I'm
yeah.
just telling you where you can find it.
I
doesn't
can't do it, not even on a good day. I can't do it.
Okay,
Once
so
or twice I've been there.
No, can't do it.
well, they have a list of the people that are running.
Well, I'll copy and.
Well,
post it
would
somewhere
you like
else.
me to?
Yeah,
Copy
copy
and
and
paste
paste
this?
that on Facebook, and then
I
I'll
did
see
want to
it.
show some of those pictures from the 4th of July parade.
Well, yeah.
I
and-
think
Look around, it's only like 20 of them.
and Kitchen is running. There's
Bless
only two candidates.
Oh, I got a whole pocket full of,
She and
okay, which is this
herself.
one?
I don't know what district it is.
And
Kitchen.
full of my nose.
taking a look in here. There you can look also. I mean, it's on my computer, so you're okay. Ann Kitchen?
Yeah.
I do not see her.
And Kitchen's not on it?
No. Yes, we're going down the line, and oh, there we are, District 5.
Okay, I think
We
that's-
have Dan Buda, who's announced. We also have Jason Denny, who's announced,
Oh, okay.
and Mike Rodriguez.
Who's having their chair?
Dan Buda is a former. Yeah.
I thought Coach would go out of his chair.
Hold it up there close so they can see it.
They can't see it like that.
You can hold it up to the,
We have
that.
we have for District 5, just so that you have it on here. Dan Buda was the former Wendy Davis Chief of Staff. Jason Denny is the ED of Texas Young Republicans. Ann Kitchen is a former state representative. Mike Rodriguez is the South Austin Civic Club activist. There's also a few other people that are considering, which is Fred Cantu, who is an activist and Democratic strategist. Dominic Chavez, former council candidate.
Dominic?
Peter Einhorn,
yeah, I remember the name.
Bruce
It takes
Todd's
place
policy
in-
director. David Floyd is a risk management attorney, and Jeff Jack is the architect and city planning commissioner.
What's the area that's in the top right, up north? Is that
Northwest?
District 1? That's up top
To the
right?
right, yes. That's
District 1?
Yeah.
Northwest?
So District 1, we have
right,
five
or
people. 5 people that have already announced. We have
Houston?
Andrew Bucknell, who's the gentleman that we interviewed on Juneteenth, who doesn't like
Is
Republicans.
that him? Yeah.
Yeah. He's the
Take a
fine.
picture of me under the Republican signs.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why, even though he had Wendy Davis and God knows who else on his
Kirk
shirt.
Watson.
Yeah, whatever.
And when Big Wendy Davis, Kirk Watson stickers on.
Yeah. So
But they sure want to come talk to Alfred Gabriel at the Republican booth, though, didn't they?
exactly. He's a former transportation commissioner. You have Aura Houston, who's a civic activist and retired state employee. So she's going to be double dipping into the state funds. Norman Jackson is an author, Jacobson. I'm sorry, is an author, real estate speculator. Oh man, that's going to be the construction area.
I'm one of those that'll put a lot of weight behind the endorsement from the Chamber of Commerce.
You also have Dwayne Lofton, who's a former candidate, and Sam Osemini, who is the ACC professor and small business owner.
He was on the show before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's been on 2 or 3 times. He's kind of a lefty loony, but I like to point out he's a real African American.
Well, no, he's got some real. Save for what he isn't about his
Is he
politics.
the one that was
actually
with all the other candidates that one time?
no.
No. Okay.
He actually has some really good points. I mean, but when it comes, especially when it comes to when he's talking about government, I'm like, you can't argue with some of the stuff he said.
No,
So.
you can't.
Who do they have for District 3? I was going to say
District 3,
10.
we have Susana Almanza, who's a co-director of People Organized in the Defense of Earth and Her Resources. Agenda
he's
21, Agenda 21, folks, just give that a hint, okay?
Yeah.
Earth and Her Resources. Miguel Ancira is a city commissioner, community banker, and entrepreneur. Big business. Can imagine on that one. Mario Cantu is a neighborhood factivist and Sector 9 rep for Austin Neighborhood Council. I don't know about that factivist thing. Julian Limon Hernandez, or Fernandez, sorry, is a band leader and band leader Los Texas Wranglers.
Yeah.
Sean Ireland, you have former candidate and activist. Nicholas Lucier is ACC student and anti-fluoride activist. Okay, Fred McGee, archaeologist, green builder, ACC professor, small business owner. There's some questions about some of the consulting that he's done that I really would like to delve into a little bit more. Eric Rangel is a former Place 4 candidate. Sabino Pio Renteria, East Side activist. Ricardo, and I'm going to really mess up his first last name, but it's Bonilla. Turo, I don't remember. I have a hard time with the first
That's the
first
one
last
I
name.
probably didn't even email because he
And
didn't have a.
Exactly.
Facebook
That's the one.
or
That's the one that has a
nothing.
Facebook. He doesn't have a Facebook page, but he has a Facebook account, and I think he has 2 of them.
What's his first name?
Ricardo.
Bonilla?
Yeah. Yeah. But he's going. But he's going by his other.
Not Trey Bonilla?
No, Ricardo.
No, Ricardo.
TUROLLO.
Okay, so that's 11.
There's quite a bit.
Quite
Yeah.
a bit in district.
Yeah. He's an author, middle school and high school science teacher. Gardner Betts Juvenile Detention Center. You have said to be considering is Jamie
I mean,
or Jaime Mastias. Okay, yeah. Jaime is a school board member, AISD, and not running is Paula Cavazos. So Perla, sorry.
Yeah.
So she's not running.
so what does it mean by them having a treasurer and not having a treasurer? Why
Well,
does that matter?
Because to my knowledge, it means that they're already considering and they're already going to be able to
It's
accept
kind of like
funds.
that exploratory deal.
Right,
If you're gonna raise money at all, then you have to have a treasurer.
right. So they already have
Wow.
someone who's going to be.
Well, you're not filed to be a candidate yet, you still have to have a
But-
treasurer.
If you don't file for a candidate, all you do is file your paperwork, for
For
the
treasurer.
time you ring it. Yeah. Your treasurer's report and close it out. So,
And then what do you do with the money it's in it? If you raise, I understood that you could donate, that you can't spend it, you have to donate it to somebody else's campaign.
well, maybe between now and then, you spend it on.
Yeah, you do,
So
how
the
do you
best
do it
thing-
with my friend Mike Hanson, we used to have big
Best-
dinners for all the volunteers.
Best
with anything
thing to
left
do is spend it all before you decide not to run.
over. There you go. If you just want to help out somebody.
If you want, we can go through the rest of them. Maybe it's real quick. If you like.
Yeah, but I want to see some pictures too, though, Are we gonna have any?
For District 6,
Well,
yes.
there's you mentioned one Republican. What district was that?
Good question. I think I want to say
The Young
it is-
Republican.
Yeah, Edie from Young Republican, and
Where did we see him? Oh,
Jason Denny.
was he the one that went to what's his face house? Tim's.
Yeah, I think so.
That one.
Yeah, the little shorter fella.
What's his name?
Jason Denny.
Denny's not short.
Oh, not?
No.
Yeah, Jason Denny is part of the Young.
You were
I
there.
put it
Yes.
down.
Is that him?
I believe so. I
At
believe so.
Tim's,
Yeah.
meeting. I think there's 2 of them there.
There was another gentleman, and I've got to, and I forget his name, but yes, he's part of District 10, and it's not even on here. Can you believe they don't even? Oh, that's on here.
I need to start bringing my computer.
He's Matt Lehman. Matt Lehman was the other gentleman. That was there. He was at the time he was running. He had been running late to the meeting, so that was actually going to be kind of interesting. I kind of like that District 10.
Well, this district race kind of reminds you of way back when, where you had your popular votes at your high school. Because it's a small district, it's a neighborhood. and whoever is successful in bringing out those votes is the one that's going to prevail. And they have a very limited concentrated target area, which
Right.
is that one district. And while many people support, for example, I hear high-profile candidates, but 9 out of 10 of the people that are supporting them do not live in the district. So that's gonna carry big, because you never know what the electorate's gonna do on
Thanks.
election day. And then when you have Democrats and Republicans at the ballot on that same day, a lot of them will be voting for the city council candidate and school board, whoever is on the ballot for the school board.
They'll all be coming up this November, huh?
Yes, all of them. Yes, sir.
What's the
Very cool.
criteria to
Have
run
do
for?
the homework and write it all down.
What's the criteria to run for school board?
No felonies.
We take all the fun out of it.
That's it, from what I know. You can't be a convicted felon to run for the school board,
Off paper or period?
period. It's more of a character issue, moral character, so it's kind of like you can interpret it, because I know one
Well,
guy,
they got Jamie Mathias on there.
well, but see, that's not considered,
Well, what did he do?
He's a Catholic priest, and he says he's pretty open about it.
Open about what?
His homosexuality.
former Catholic priest.
Former Catholic priest. Well, he's still working at it.
Well, but it's in a Catholic organization not affiliated with the Vatican. It's called American Catholics or something like that.
So it's kind of like the charismatic
Pretty much.
Catholics.
Well, I know he was very loud and boisterous, and he won the damn election. I guess some educators, if I recall.
Well, against the incumbent, for sure.
So what did he get
Senator
run off from the Catholic Church for?
Swan. Disobedient. But you know, Monday's been such a good day to make we move on to something else.
But obviously,
let's fix it.
okay, let's just put it this way.
Well, that was
Obviously,
getting-
there's some
that conversation was
there's some
getting kinda good.
there's some differences of opinions when it comes to what
Moral
individuals prefer.
character for school board members?
Well, no, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you don't have
Because-
a felon, then
Well,
who cares?
one is a criminal
Mm-hmm.
record,
Yeah,
and then the other one is a lifestyle, and you can't judge
you can't judge that way.
because it's a moral character
Right.
issue. But moral character is very open,
Mm-hmm.
and many school boards, especially your real small town,
Right. Oh yeah, you're
redneck,
screwed.
You know,
Yeah.
school boards. They'll
Oh yeah, now you
interpret
say
that.
redneck, but let's look at some of the other small towns. out there.
Hey,
But
look
see,
at it,
they'll
yeah.
interpret that as a moral character issue.
Now, maybe sometimes I'm considered a redneck.
Well, I know Jamie did
Well,
show
you
up.
do wear the red
at
shirt a lot.
Blood. He showed up at all the community meetings out there. He's very active, so. Yeah, where are the pictures at, Mo? Quick. Huh?
Well, yes, we want. Yes, ma'am. We're going to be talking about the parade. We wanted to
Yeah, I wanna
bring up
see
the
some-
the,
are
pla-
we having
the
any
placard.
parade?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So we had the parade. We had
We
the
had a
Juneteenth
great
parade.
time at the parade.
And I was going to ask you, why there weren't more people out there?
Where?
Well, for those that are watching right now, you're going to see some pictures of
Yeah.
the parade that we had.
Make it the large size. Oh,
That is the large size. That is the large size.
Well,
Sorry.
the last
If that ain't
year-
large enough for you, I don't know what's going to be large for you.
There's a
buddy.
nice,
There
that's
you
a
go.
neat, that neat.
Well, we got-
No,
I
that's
need that- I
that's
need
not
you to- I
Juneteenth.
need
That
No,
is
that's the
that's
Veterans Parade.
Send you that one?
Send me that one.
So these are the pictures from the the pre 4th of July Veterans Parade, and
That's her Microfest.
the Jamaica Fest,
Which,
correct?
for some reason this year didn't start till later.
They started later. That's why you were asking on that.
Yes, I thought, because last year we went there and it was already underway,
Yeah, it was already underway.
and it was joined
They
in.
heard,
and
they heard
joined
we
the
were
fun.
coming. They heard we
So
were
the Knights of
coming.
Columbus from Cristo Rey.
Yeah, that was nice.
Well, I understand the parade was a little bit longer than last year because I've never been in the
Yeah.
parade since I'm
always
always at
working
Fiesta
the,
Garden waiting for y'all to get there. But
Oh, this is something to talk about here. What happened to that?
We had some small technical difficulties on the computer. We're going to try to get those pictures
I can't
back
remember
up.
what his name was.
we had Sheriff Hamilton. Right. We had Outcry in the Barrio.
Yeah.
This is the our Grand Marshal's organization.
There, his name, I forget his name,
Dan Ariano. This is
Yeah.
a
That's-
Johnston, a replica of the Johnston High School Veterans Monument or Memorial. That's
it's the Vietnam
well,
Memorial, right? Oh, now they put on others from Vietnam War?
yeah, just any veteran that gave their life and attended Johnston High School.
And I know Johnson High School has more that lost their lives in service than any other high school in town. And in some cases, 2 or 3 times a day.
And then you have Mr. Mendoza, your folk.
Yeah.
Your folk.
Your folks by race,
he-
my
he-
folks by party affiliation.
By party affiliation, he's been Republican whenever.
He told us he
Way
used
back
to
when.
catch a lot of heck for it being in a Hispanic and in a Hispanic neighborhood back in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, he's been a Republican that long?
Oh, yeah.
all the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a chance to talk to him.
That's Paul Hernandez in the wheelchair,
Uh-huh.
and then Paul's grandson
He-
behind him.
He's got some real good war stories between the Republican and Democratic
Yeah,
elections.
yeah,
He's an election judge as well.
It
Tell
gets,
us a
it gets
couple.
it gets kind of violent when you start mentioning the Republican Party.
You know,
The other
Yeah.
side, the
Oh,
other
yeah.
side gets
Yeah,
they get
one lady-
really.
oh yeah, we had. I don't know if they
That's
told you
real
about what
weird.
happened.
I heard y'all had a little.
We had a
Because if you go the other direction, it's no big deal. But if
Yeah.
you're talking about going from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party,
They get
I
all
mean,
upset,
they
you're a
get
race
really-
traitor and all that kind of stuff.
it gets
All right.
no.
No,
Okay.
it's just playing what we're talking about. It's all right.
Well, you know that. I did see a little bit more veterans out there this year.
There
Yeah.
was quite a. There was
I like
nice
having the
one, yeah.
motorcycle veterans club there.
Yeah.
I
They were
didn't
out
see,
there. There's a 98-year-old veteran.
yeah, World War II veteran.
Yeah.
There were, how many World War II veterans? I don't know what that chat come from. No, there's plenty of them out there this time.
There's the sheriff. There he is.
There's our sheriff.
Yeah, we'll share a story about that about Sheriff Hamilton and the
Look
incident
at
that
there, Rick
occurred.
Luna. There's Rick Luna.
We had some great pictures, and I believe all these are by Professor Bob Green.
Yeah, this is paparazzi Professor Bob Green.
There's Cornyn's folk.
Yeah, and
David
David
Zapata.
Zapata right there with him. That's John Cornyn, chief of staff or something like that. He was not just a staff member, he was,
He was a big caca.
yeah. And Marcus De Leon there on the microphone, he's done a lot of darn work, you know.
You have Rick, myself.
Speaking of which-
There's a Grand Marshal,
Yeah.
Pastor David Perez.
David Perez. There, I like this guy there.
There's our next mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Cheryl Coates.
I think she'll be better than Mike Martinez. But she's hard.
And there you are. What do you
Oh, wait a
have
minute.
that in your?
But you gotta admit she was in TCRP tent, which
Yeah,
is
that's
good.
what I wanted to go back to that if we could, Ma. Is after Juneteenth, when none of them wanted to get pictured in the TCRP banner and all. No, the other way. She'll go.
There you
Yeah.
are.
But she would, and I got, this is only one picture. I got some more pictures of her where you can clearly see it's the TCRP logo in the background there. She didn't hesitate to come on and you know, she's definitely a Democrat Party affiliate. They had their Christmas party at her house one year.
And she didn't invite. Man, I feel hurt.
No, because that one year I went with some of his friends to the Democrat Party and we drank all the beer.
Oh, good. Good man.
Ace. We drank all the beer.
And he's the lone Republican in the
Yeah.
body right there,
No,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Mr. Montoya.
Well, now we have a couple more.
That was a tent there where we were
Yeah.
doing a show. We were also talking to people out there.
See, that's a nice tent out there. You don't see Democrats with a tent like that.
You know what was funny about that? It was funny. We were getting all
bucks.
set up.
Yeah, it is.
We were getting set up for the event, and there was a couple that were leaving, and they're like, "The Republican Party's here. Why can't we have the Democrat Party over here with their own tent?" And it's like, because you guys suck. But we had, that was kind of one of the funny moments that we had. But we had an interesting one.
Hold on.
Yes.
Go back there in a minute. Closer to the election, they'll be out there. All right, I'm going to let him talk, but I want, if it was closer to the election and they were looking for votes,
They would be there. Yeah.
the Democrats would be there. Go ahead.
But here's what would happen. We were talking about Greg Hamilton, and the ICE detainers that he has going on. And for those people that aren't familiar with it, for those individuals here that are here illegally or do not have non-citizens, if you will,
Guests, international guests.
international guests that do not have international guests that have forgotten to leave when it was time to go.
Because
What
they
happens?
come from Europe, they come from Asia, they come from China,
True.
Africa.
That's why I said non-citizens.
Yeah.
So what was happening is that we have some individuals that have been picked up by Sheriff Hamilton's team, by the sheriff's department, and they go through the investigation
They're not
and
picked up by sheriff, they're picked up by APD.
APD.
They
Okay.
wind up in Travis
Okay.
County.
So
wind
they
up
end
in
up. So
Travis
they,
County
okay.
jail.
Hand it over to the
There you go.
Travis
Okay.
County.
So it's APD that picks them up. Then they go to Hamilton's house, and
Greg Hamilton's holiday camp.
there you go.
Hotel.
The hotel, the Hamilton Hotel, and they're obviously doing the background checks, and they find out these people are not supposed to be here, and they have committed serious crimes. So ICE comes in and they say, okay, we want these people. And recently, in the city of Austin, they passed this one resolution to try to strip funding that's going to go to the sheriff's department that does for this program. And they talked to two ladies who apparently, they had two people that went up there saying, I got stopped by the police department and I had 4 officers detain me. My husband got stopped and he's being detained because of a traffic ticket and whatnot. It was kind of, and then they had this one young man or young child who was there and saying, we need to be there. My parents need to be here so that they can raise me. Well, here's the reality of the situation that nobody was talking about until Greg Hamilton got on the radio and got onto other areas and said, here's the real situation. In the Travis County jail right now, there is a group of individuals that they get a report daily of all the people that are non-citizens that are to be picked up by ICE. And in there, they show the crimes that they have committed. And none of them were being detained, or none of them were being arrested for a traffic violation.
No.
They didn't run a red light. You have people, and we brought this up at the parade, at the parade party, or at the parade. What happened is that we brought up the fact that there were people that had 2 or more DWIs. We had sex offenders. We had
Yeah,
sex
you
offenders.
emphasize that part for some reason.
Well, yeah, because there were there were some of them that were pedophiles. They had been molesting kids. We don't know if it was their kids. We don't know if it was a neighbor's kids or anything like that.
Yeah,
We also had murderers that are being picked up. And there's this report. I actually have it on my computer. There's 36 pages of people that are being held, and the media has this report. No one's talking about it. And they're making this whole pity thing about the poor non-citizens or poor illegals or whatever the case you want to call them, and bad Sheriff Hamilton for doing his job. And he's come under a lot of fire from the Democrat Party and several other
A
people.
lot of fire.
The fire has come from the media, the liberal media in Travis County,
Right?
okay?
Oh yeah.
Because if you'll notice all the TV stations, how much coverage they gave it.
Oh yeah.
The organization that has been giving Sheriff Hamilton pressure on this issue is called, I think, Immigration Reform, or
Something like that.
and it's
They're moving
composed
borders
of
people.
and it's composed of nothing folks that aren't from Austin, folks that I don't know where they came from, and they're part of this nonprofit and organization. And so whenever they get an opportunity, they go out there and protest and get arrested and try to send a message. But this is something that they follow suit not only here in Travis County but throughout the whole country regarding this whole one program. And so, like we mentioned before here, I think my friend J.R. Gonzalez, who's also on Facebook a lot, put out a survey where he mentioned that immigration to the Latino community is like ranked 3rd or 4th of importance.
That's right, he sure did.
Of importance. So it's an issue that the media finds for whatever reason makes news, and they take advantage of that. I mean,
Because it's a poor pobrecito me story that they want to go ahead and push an agenda, and that's something that Sheriff Hamilton has been saying to other people, that there is a mission out there to go to try to get these sheriffs that are doing the jobs to not do the jobs. And we have, we have some of our friends who have posted on the Facebook that are saying, hey, I support what the sheriff's doing because I've seen the information. In fact, our HEB, the customer, as you guys like to call him, posted that where a lot of people were saying, hey, he's like, I support what he does. And people are starting to post that on there saying, I support what the sheriff is
Can you
doing.
pull that up, Mo?
But let's go and dive into the discussion of the children now that we're touching that issue. Because I posted, I don't know if y'all saw that what I posted is that my Republican friends are real strong pro-life advocates as I am.
Yeah.
Now here are these kids, and we want to return them back. So
Here's a
where's
concern
the
that I
love?
have.
Where's the passion?
Here's the concern that I
Where's
have.
the care?
Hold on, but
Where's
your
the
concerns
human
get
element?
There's one lady down there who said, what I can understand and see, she said, just talk about what kind of mother would turn the kid out on such a trip. She said, I'd rather see my kid die on the trip to, to freedom than to die on my front porch. Because a lot of people don't understand that they got the word down there that if they get here, they won't be turned back. And we haven't put any effort in down there, and all the bad people are taking over.
If we could turn the clock back.
Yeah.
The same discussions we're having here, and we're going into a political contest, right? Where all the candidates, especially your folk, are making the immigrant the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Okay? It kind of reminds me, or kind of reflects historically, and not reminds me because I wasn't there, but way back when, I can just imagine the elections when they were making the slaves the scapegoat.
Well, you know which one is even closer.
In the 40s and 50s.
I mean, way,
No,
way.
in
1840s,
yeah,
50s.
yeah.
You know which was even closer is the whole Elian Gonzalez. Because if you recall,
That's
back
true,
back in
yeah.
the 90s,
Yes, heard that.
everybody, you had a whole bunch of people, Janet Reno, you had Clinton,
All
and
the
all that stuff.
Democrats.
Or a large majority of the people were saying, hey, let's get them out of here. Okay, but here's the problem that comes up now. Okay, we were dealing with one child back then. We have a group of individuals right now, a group of kids, okay, who have grown up in a society that is bad. And there's no denying that part, okay? We can use Mexico as an example. We can use down Central America where there's drugs, a crime spree, all that fun stuff. Okay, they are seeing stuff out there that we have not seen in our lifetime. And they are desensitized in many ways about what they're seeing. So we bring these individuals into a place where they are not accustomed to and they end up going to some sort of culture shock. What do you think is going to happen to that kid? What do you think the child's going to do when it comes to doing something that they think is normal because they see it down south? They've seen it in front of their home, in front, something bad happened to their parents or something bad happened to their friends, and they say it's okay here. You have the MS-13 people, where one of the individuals had even said during an interview, he's like, you have people come after me with a knife or made up knife in jail, and he's like, I don't care. He's like, I was chopping heads when I was growing up. That's nothing. I mean, we have some people out there that may have that desensitization.
What do you mean? Deportable?
Well, you jump from the inmates
I'm using them as an example.
to the children. Now,
I'm using the children as I'm using the inmates as an example because
we have
because
an
of
issue with the children that must be dealt with, and I guess it's a matter of how we deal with them.
okay. The other question that's come is why we?
Well,
Why
because
should it be?
they're-
Why should it be we? Why can't we go back to their countries of origin? And we know a lot of them aren't coming in from. They're not coming in from. We know that they're not coming in from Mexico. We know that they're coming in from Guatemala, Honduras, whatever the case may be. Why can't we go back to them and say, what are you doing to take care of your people?
We're sending them to you.
Yeah, I'd say they can.
Yeah.
My problem with this whole thing is, we're depending on the government to take care of these
Take
kids.
that Bob Green down, though. Put up cardio stuff.
We're dependent on the government to take care of these kids from another country when our government can't take care of the kids that we already have here that are in the system. We have foster kids right now that are in the system. We have probably about 1 million kids in the foster system right now that we cannot take care of. We're having problems with, and now we're saying, we're gonna, allow these kids to come over here and put them into that same system. That's a very abusive system.
Yeah.
I mean, those kids, some of those kids are being abused and taken advantage of, and they're not very well being taken care of. So we can't depend on the government to take care of these new kids.
And we
But
have
the
these
thing
kids.
is that they're here already.
They're here, and we gotta feed them, or
Well, they're being taken care of. They're being treated for all medical conditions that they have. We know that there's an outbreak of scabies that are being contracted by the Border Patrol. We know that there's other stuff out there that we are not accustomed to.
We can't depend on the government to take care of our veterans, the 2% of this country.
Exactly.
So how in the world are we going to expect them to take care of these kids that are coming from another country?
These could
Unless
be
they're
pot-
going to get better treatment.
These could be potential Republican voters.
You know,
I'm
not-
I posted about this too, and I posted, we better be damn careful how we treat this situation. We could have all this really blow up on our face and make us, as Republicans, look really bad.
It doesn't matter how it looks. It's the fact that this country, we already have a system. We have all these kids that are in this system right now that we can't take care of, and now we're going to bring thousands of more kids into the system, and we're not going to be able to take care of those kids.
Exactly.
You know, at what point, you know, once these kids hit, they're not being taken care of. They're going to turn 18 and then be pushed out
On
into
the street.
society, onto the
Uneducated.
street, uneducated, and then we're going to have to deal with them, you know, on another
Probably with
level.
a chip on their shoulder after being,
Exactly.
After being
And-
put
and-
into
and-
that system and being abused.
And for having a president or an administration or even government that says education is a key to go ahead and become successful, you're going to have uneducated people that are going to be on the streets. What are they going to be doing?
Because the things that we do today, they're going to affect us tomorrow.
That's
You allow
what
them,
I'm saying. We gotta
but
be
you
very
allow them
careful what
in
we do.
today, down the road, that's going to come back to haunt us.
And if
More
we deport them
so,
all, by force deporting them back there, they're still gonna hate us then too.
that's fine. They're in another country.
For how when they turn 18 down there.
Then
and,
they need to dig deep and try to change the problems that are in their country. Stand
Or
up and
the-
vote and you know,
failed U.S. diplomacy in Central America.
stand up for yourself and stand up, you know, and fight for what you need, what's wrong in your country, just like we're doing here in the United States.
There's an excellent video out there right now.
No, hold on here a minute. You can't look at this country through United States rose-colored glasses.
No,
They
here's-
don't work that way.
What it is
They
that
can't stand up and fight
what are we
for
what are we
what's
doing
right down there
Why not?
because
Why
Bad
not?
guys put them down.
Why not? Why can't they stand up? What did it
Because what
take?
happened
What did
if
it
you
take for this country to go ahead and become the way it was?
We do it here.
stood up.
We do it
we
here.
can't.
And
Well,
they
why
can
can't-
too. Why can't they?
How
Are
are they going to?
They got to
it
You
takes
get out in
one
the corner and
person.
say, hey,
They
you
gotta
gotta
dig
quit doing
deep.
that shit,
They
and you
gotta-
got it with your
Pokey, all it takes is just one person to take a
It's
stand.
survival of the fittest. You got to dig deep and fight for
Turn
what
it
is
into a
right.
jungle.
You
No,
got to
it's
dig
not
deep.
even that. It's not even turning it into a jungle. Let's use Iraq for an
It's
example.
already a jungle down there.
But let's use Iraq for example. There's a video out there of one guy that's going to be actually coming back here to Austin, who talked to the Iraqis who were joining the military, and he told them in a straight lace, in your face, no holds barred. I'm here to train you. If you don't want to stand up for yourself, then guess what? you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna hurt yourself even more than what's gonna happen. So they have to get to that point where they have to stand up against the tyranny that they have against their own people in their own country.
If we want to do something, then let's just go ahead and send the military down there and take over the entire country.
We can do
And
another-
then
we can do
let's put
another
our own
march.
government in place and let's fix it
Do
all.
you know
That
why
would
the
be the way to
terrorists
take care
win?
of it. That would be.
Do you know why the terrorists win?
Because people
Why?
want to see compassion.
Because they're completely brutal. If they want your son to carry their supplies, he will carry them. And if you do anything to stop them, they'll kill you.
You know, I
It's the
was,
same thing down there in Honduras.
I was reading the president's comments about him taking the immigration issue by the bull, with the old saying, on his own, and not
Yeah.
relying on.
I'll have to
on-
revert back to my Republicanism. He
and-
could have done that all those years ago when he had to.
Well, and then he also
Democrat
posted,
Congress
I
and Senate.
also read where he was asking Congress for assistance in dealing with the children so that they could be sent back home. What laws they needed to circumvent or relax or whatnot in order to do that. It may be international law, I don't know. But here's my question. Why didn't he ask for that help when his uncle and his aunt were here
Yeah, I read that before. That's good.
for them to be sent back to their original country,
That goes back to we got to be careful what we do.
you know? So,
So because they were sent back, right?
No,
they
they're
got-
still here. One of them died
They
here.
got their immigration papers in the New York Minute.
We got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, one of them was arrested for two DWIs,
Two DWIs.
and he stayed. The oldest one, I think, passed away just recently, and he didn't go to the funeral. So it's like, yeah, it's good for me. But not, it's okay for you, but not good for everybody else. It's just a phenomenal situation.
That's-
So how do you resolve it then? We're not going to come up with a straight laced
We're gonna
answer.
have
We
to-
want to
we're
be,
gonna
you know,
have to
obviously,
support 'em one way or
obviously,
another.
You're gonna have to send them back. We're not gonna be able to sustain it. We
can't-
cannot financially. We cannot sustain it.
We can't financially sustain, I go for that, but how do you send them back without being just cruel, heartless bastards? But if we want to win, we're gonna have to be cruel, heartless bastards.
Why are we considered cruel? Because we, you know, a person comes over and we turn around and we bust them back or fly them back. Why are we so cruel when we have one of our Marines sitting in jail over across the border there who's being mistreated?
There's,
Well, because
I don't feel sorry.
There's this misperception of that old lady out there in New York
yeah,
named the Statue of Liberty that
Right.
says, "Give me your poor, give me your."
but we don't
All
have
right, dysfunctional. What was that saying?
you're tired, you're poor,
tired,
you're hungry,
poor.
you're yearning to be breathe free.
But
Everybody.
even my grandfather had to be under quarantine. Once he immigrated to the United States, he had to be, was quarantined, he could become a citizen, so he took the citizenship test.
We haven't, all this, and we haven't talked about Cargill's got a great radio show on Sundays. I said, Steph, can you put all that up on screen?
My
Not yet.
computer's shutting down, it's doing
We
an
can't-
update.
yeah. So we,
I missed your
Oh,
show last time.
we have on Sundays at 4 p.m. we have Come and Talk It. Not this Sunday coming up, but the following Sunday we're going to have our senior senator of the United States here in Texas, Senator John Cornyn is going to
Get
be
down
on the
your
show.
show? Good
Yes.
show.
Yeah. So we'll have Senator Cornyn on the show.
Tell him to hang around, he can come on down there on Monday.
oh yeah.
I like that. Oh, that's right, man, you know it.
Yeah, we know. We
You
took
get,
photos.
I gotta tell you this much. I do
know
enjoy
Stan real well.
I do enjoy the show very much. I get to listen to it either when I'm working on Sundays or when I'm at home.
Yes, ma'am.
Just
I
get-
don't think John Cornyn wants to sit next to you after he's heard your burping and stuff at that Boots at that Boots dinner. You
Yes.
sat at our table and you had to sit there and burp and he was like looking at you like,
I got all excited because Senator sat at our table. Well, actually, it was his secretary was at our table. He sat down and talked to her. But anyway, yeah.
he started his burping and his routine and, you know.
Well, we only got like 2 minutes left, and we need to give Cargill a chance to plug his show real good, because it is a good show.
Yeah,
It needs to
we
be done.
yeah we did talk about the gun news, news that's not reported around the U.S. You know, different little stories there, so that's always good.
I like the Chicago news just out.
Yeah.
Typical Democrats.
Well, what do you have here?
That's the plaque that I'm so proud to receive, but we can't get out there and look at it closer. And I got a better picture of it, but I haven't put it up yet.
Well, they showed it it's on the show. They
It
showed
is?
the picture. Yes.
And what is it for?
It was for being a,
And great thank you
It's-
to everyone that helped put our parade.
yeah.
All the sponsors, all the volunteers, all
All
the
this plaque does is
participants.
get me to come back and keep on working.
It was a nice parade. I enjoyed it. I
It was
enjoyed it.
real good.
I actually threw candy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. There was more people in,
Next year it's going to be on a Saturday. The 4th of July falls on a Saturday.
Oh wow, that'll be fun.
So,
Start working on the city now.
so yeah, we need to start
They're
working on
actually
that
doing it
permit.
on 4th of July this time? Will the Hermica Fest be at the same time?
Probably not. We may get some other organization to do
Said
that.
that was kind of bad that there was nothing else to do once you got
Yeah.
to the park.
Well, they claimed that last year, once our program was over, everyone left.
We got
So
10
that's
minutes,
why
folks.
They chose not to.
Or 10 seconds, folks. We want to thank you guys for being
Oh.
here with us on the show. We will see you guys next week. On behalf of everybody here, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you guys
Next Monday.
Monday.
Whoop, whoop.